Hi, everybody. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock on a Thursday. And today I am using Newton's Nook designs, and I'm using a stamp called Christmas Coffees. It's absolutely adorable. And there's a die that goes with it. So cute. And this one is a spinner card, so it spins around, and I put all the different coffees on it. It says, all I want for Christmas is more coffee. Did I put something on the inside? No. Isn't that cute? And then this one, I used this die here, and it is called CardLayout 3. And it's really neat because I did 4 papers, I guess. So I cut 4 papers out, and then I was able to make 4 cards. So the 4th card will be coming, and so they're all different, of course. And then this one says fa la la latte. This one says coffee and Christmas cheer. And this one says all I want for Christmas is more coffee. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, it's really cute, isn't it? I love it. You could do this with I've done it with little critters. You could do it with different snowflakes. You could do all sorts of things with it. And I have a handout for it as well. All right, so we'll get started here. I'm going to do these ones first, and then I'll end with my spinner card. So this one, as I said, you take your papers, your pattern papers, and you cut them out. And you also cut out, I cut this out of white. Okay, so I have a white frame. And I'm going to put this white frame on here. All right? So I'll do that now, and I can put this on here. So this is 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4, and this one would be 3 3/4. No, this one is a card. So this one is, I was right, the front of this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then this one is 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll get that glued on. There we go. And then we'll glue this one on. So I just found 4 papers that coordinated in my stash, and you just need a 4 by 5 1/4 or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece, and then you just cut it out, and then you end up with 4 to make 4 different cards. So I'm just going to put this on here. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. So we had a very nice time last night at the class for the open house. It was lovely. It was nice to be teaching an actual class again. I hadn't taught an actual class since COVID. So these little pieces are really nice because they have stitching on them. So it's just a little puzzle piece here. So the edges are all stitched, and then you just slide them in here. Is that the right one? No. Let's go here. And then this one goes here. So yes, it was really nice. So we did 3 cards. There was 3 instructors. There was Amber and Cindy and myself. And then the groups just rotated. That one goes there. So you can put glue on this, or you can just put the glue inside here, which is probably easier. Yes, and Jen, I did put the instructions up for the little favor box. Hi, Mariel. I hope you're feeling better, Mariel. Does that one go here? I might have this one mixed up with something. I'm just going to cut this one off. I got it mixed up with another one. There we go. That one goes there. And this one goes in here. Oh, good, Jen. And there we go. I probably should have had it going the other way, but oh well. Okay, and then I just cut out a couple of circles here. And this one says coffee and Christmas cheer, so I'll just glue that on here. And then I have this cute little snowman coffee mug, so we'll just glue that right here. Pretty cute. And then I'm going to take some foam tape. And I'll just add a piece back here. And I'll just pop dot it on. Come on. And there we go. So it makes for a very quick card. Hi, Darlene. Makes for a quick card. So this is called Card Layout 3, number 3. I think it's a great one to have in your stash. And you can make really quick cards. So I made these cards as well. So it's pretty fun. All right. And then these little guys are from the stamp. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coffee cups. And then you get All I Want for Christmas is More Coffee, Coffee and Christmas Cheer, Fa La La Latte, and Have Yourself a Caffeinated Christmas. So it's pretty darn cute. All right. So then I decided, after I saw these, that I would make a spinner card. because they were just too cute and I wanted to put them all on the card. So I thought that's a great way of putting them on a card. So this is how you make it. All right. So this circle, and this is a stitched circle, and this is a 2 1/4 inch circle. So what I did was I cut out 3 white circles and I punched a 1 inch. It all depends on the size of your button. I have this button here and it fits in here. So this is an almost, this is probably 7/8 of an inch. And then you cut out a solid color. So I did the matching to the background. So I cut it out of the center of this, so not to be wasteful, because this is going to be covered up. And then I just marked where the center was, and I take my punch and I center that in, and I punch out my 1 inch circle. All right, so now I have three circles that are white and 1 colored. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of these together. So this is just to give it strength, just some stability for the spinner. I think this is such a cute card. And it was just the perfect way to display all of the coffee cups. So I'm stacking those up. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to put is the green one. And I'm putting this one on just so that I can have a little background color when I put the sentiment on. So you can use whatever circles you have. This is a good size. It would also be determined on how big your little things that you're putting on here would be. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to take my card and I'm going to glue so this is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have a nice Christmas plaid here, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. I didn't need anything too busy because we're going to be putting our spinner on top. And then I have this button. Now you can use any size of button. It's just that you have to have a hole that fits your button. Okay. I might get a smaller button. This one I think is a little too big, because they're a little off there. So I'm just going to get one that's a little bit smaller. There, that's better. Yeah, I think that one works better. Yeah, that one's just a little too big. So I'm going to use that one. All right. So now I'm going to find the center of my card. So 5 1/2 So that is 2 3/4. And then this way, it's 2 1/8. So there's the center of my card. Right there. Hi, Selena. All right, now I've found the center of my card. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue my button. And like I said, I've used this with like 1/2 inch buttons, I think 3/4 inch buttons. You just have to have the hole this a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm gluing that. So I want to make sure that's dry, so I'm just going to set that aside. Okay, now I'm taking this and I'm going to flip it over. Now on my little cups, I've put a little tab, okay, just a little, this looks like it's 1 1/4 inch. Just going to put a little tab on the back here, like so that it hangs like this. That's because I don't want to glue the bottom of my cup because it's going to be covered up. So I want my cup on the edge. And the only way that you can do that is to have a tab. All right? So that it's like that instead of like that. So I'm just going to put some glue on the tab and I'm going to stick it on the back. Whoops. The back with my cup showing. Okay? All right. So now I have all of these. So then I'm going to just dry fit here to make sure I get my spacing right. Okay, so I've glued on the steam and I glued on the whipped cream on this one. Okay? And I cut off his antlers because they were hanging out too much. So I cut those out. All right. So the next one, I'm going to go directly across. And I'll put another one here. So it looks like that. Hi, Kimberly. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to put one here and one here. So cute. I did have to repeat one of them. This one. All right. And then one here. It's coming along. But it really helps having the tabs so that you can see the cups. They're adorable. And there it is. So you can see them all. So cute. Okay. So you just want to make sure that's dry because I don't want it sticking to the front of my card. And my button is quite secure now. It's glued on. So then that just goes on top and you can see how it spins. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I would let this dry a little longer, but since I'm doing a video, I'll just put it on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on top of the button, center that, and then I've stamped all I want for Christmas is more coffee, and I'm going to put that on top of my button, and then you can see how it spins. How cute is that? And the recipient, you can tell that this is going to move, so the recipient will twirl it because it does move. Okay, and then I think all I want is for more coffee. I think I should stamp something on the inside. So I'm going to put in, have yourself a caffeinated Christmas. I think that would be perfect for inside. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. There we go. All I want for Christmas is more coffee. Have yourself a caffeinated Christmas. I think it's pretty darn cute. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Whoops. There we go. I think they have a tea stamp too, not for Christmas though, but I think I saw one. How cute is that? Adorable. I love it. So I have a handout for it. I will post it in the PDF. And if you don't know how to find all the PDFs, if you go to Scrapbook Cottage Facebook page, at the very top I pinned my video to show you how to get in and where to find the PDF files. All right, so I will put a link to this in the top of the description, but if you want to watch that video, it'll show you where they all are. Okay, so what I used today was Newton's Nook. Newton's Nook Christmas coffees. I used the dies, and then on my other card I used CardLayout 3. I think it's great. You could use all sorts of scraps with this one. And these little coffee things are adorable on it. All right, so there we go. So I'm not sure what I'm doing next week yet, but I'll come up with something. Have a great day, everybody. And I know there's spaces still available for Friday. So if you want to have a great time, sign up for the classes and have and enjoy the open house. The open house is today and it goes tomorrow as well. All right. So stop in, say hi to Kathy, have some um, something to drink, and there's cookies. Bye bye.